Hello, welcome to Souls Intersect. This reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising signs, and it is for March of 2017. I'm going to take you through the cards first. From the top left, we have the King of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the King of Swords. In the center, the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. And then on the bottom, the Knight of Pentacles, the Blasted Beach, which is like the Tower, and the Fairy Stallion, which is like the Chariot. Okay, so having the Nine of Cups in the center is a beautiful image. I definitely get the sense that there is something that you have been awaiting and hoping for. And it feels like it is in the final stages of coming to you in some form. So the message with that also is always that it may not exactly come through the way that you expect, but I get the sense of the universe gifting you with what you need, but also based on what you've been asking for and hoping for. I'm going to move down to the Blasted Beach. The overall reading has wonderful energy, and this seems to me to be the only card that can be perceived as challenging, so I wanted to go to this one next. But in this case, it really feels to me like it's just a thrust forward, especially coming up next to the Fairy Stallion, because the tower can be destructive, and it can be that sudden force that completely topples something. But in this case, it feels to me like it's connected to this wish energy and this hope of yours. And it feels that energy that's coming in, that suddenness, is energy that's going to help to move things forward. And it feels like it's the right timing. And it feels also that it's coming through in a way that part of why it wasn't the right timing before feels to me like there's some certain level of maturity or sophistication of whatever it is that's being delivered to you. So I'll go over a few things to see what this might be connected to. It could be a person, it could have to do with a job. But I definitely get the sense that it wasn't quite right before because things just weren't quite in place. And it does have that sense of things falling into place, being more sophisticated, being more appropriate and ready to suit your needs. That could just be energetic, because we can say that about energies as well, things being sophisticated or not. Or it could apply to logistics. But the main message there is that a sudden shift is taking place that is setting the stage, because things are now ready and arriving in a way that is going to be most useful to you. Once again, it does carry a little bit of that message of it might not look exactly like you expect, but it's what you need. Okay. So I want to look at the court cards. So we have the two kings, the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. A couple of different energies. There is definitely some family energy here, a possible relationship between a parent and a child. Could be father and son, mother and son, or any permutation of that. And I'm sensing that there may be plans to move in together. This Four of Pentacles is feeling to me like setting up a homestead kind of energy, a little bit of nesting, laying the foundation in the sense of home and family. And so it could be, the King of Pentacles could be representing you as the earth sign. And there could be an air sign involved with this King of Swords. But usually for me, the court cards and their element are more representative of a state of mind. So I feel like if you are this represented by this King of Pentacles, I feel that you're connected to that Four of Pentacles energy, that it may be you, Taurus, that has the home and the maybe a child that you live with, and someone else is coming into the picture or is thinking about it. And that could be why they're perceived as this swords energy with some of that thought kind of energy. So it could be that it's on their mind that they're thinking of moving in with you. It could also be someone moving back in with you or just coming back into your life. Because we have that Six of Cups as well, which can be about a past love. So for some of you, I will say first that this feels like something that's probably already in the works. So if there's a past love that you haven't heard from, it doesn't feel necessarily like that kind of energy. It feels like a past love that you probably already connected to again or have reconnected to, possibly coming back into your home life. So maybe someone has traveled and is coming back, or moved out for some reason and is moving back in. Or, as I mentioned, someone moving in for the first time. But there's definitely a strong sense of a past connection. So that could be that you've had a relationship before and are considering starting up a relationship again. Or it could be that you've had a friendship in the past and are planning on just moving in together or beginning a romantic relationship. But there's a lot of cups energy all together there with the 6 and the 9 and the 10. And one thing that I'm sensing, especially if it's resonating for you, that it's getting back together with someone, I do feel that there's a strong chance of it being more of a success this time. And that seems to be where some of that other stuff comes into play, with things being the right timing and things being able to fit together better, fall into place better. I mentioned the sophistication. It seems like there may be a new level of maturity. It may also be logistical, that things are more suited now to help foster a more successful relationship. But you have this, it feels like it's kind of been hinging on this 9 of Cups, this hope things have not been finalized, and that energy may be bursting forth in March to help bring that to the next stage, that 10 of Cups energy, that complete fulfillment, so to speak. And again, definitely feels really connected to a past love. I want to come to the Knight of Pentacles. For some of you, it does feel like a child involved. There may be another read on that, and I'll come to that in a moment. But if there's a child in the picture, especially if this is a romantic relationship and it's your child or a partner's child, my sense is that this may be something that has been seen as a complication in terms of living situation. So that's been a challenge. Maybe it was in the past if you've been with this person before. Maybe there's been delays in moving in together, for example, because there was uncertainty around how to handle things with the child. Maybe something to do with custody with another parent or something along those lines. I do feel that this child is very connected to whichever whichever parent you're in the relationship with. Or if it's you, I feel that they're much more connected to you than their other parent. And so my sense is that this is really coming through because the message is kind of like this child needs to be part of this deal. But I don't see it as a complication. Again, because it seems like things are falling into place logistically, I sense that it will work out. But it should just be remembered that it feels like a deal breaker. So they absolutely should be part of this deal, but it doesn't seem like a message that needs to come through because you're considering it not being part of the deal. I think it's just coming through because it's sort of a reassurance and also just telling you that there's there's a reason for that. There's a contract with this child. That might sound strange because at the logistical level, you also have obligations to fulfill to a child, obviously, on the earth level. But I feel that on the soul level, there's a contract with this child. And if you are in a partnership and there's a child involved, whether it's both of your child or not, it's a child, one of your children. It feels like regardless of whatever that situation is, you both have a strong soul contract with this child, and this child feels like they will be a really important part of the dynamics and success in this relationship. One thing that came through while I was talking too was also that you may both be the parents. I know I mentioned that, but that might be why there's this past love energy. This might be getting back together with someone that you have a child with. And I do feel like, especially if that's the case, this situation is going to be very grounding for that child and a happy home life sort of situation. And that seems true even if it's not both of your child. The other thing about the Knight of Pentacles, if there's not a child involved, if this is kind of like a hope for a reconciliation with someone, again, it feels more like someone you're already in discussion with about this. There's a possibility with the blasted beach that the suddenness could be someone coming back into your life that you've been hoping to reconnect with, that maybe you haven't had communication with, but I feel like them coming up as this King of Swords for this reading feels like a strong indicator that there has been communication, though it could be that you've been on their mind. But if there's no child involved, I sense that this Knight of Pentacles is a confirmation in a similar way as it was to the child situation, which is to say that the action, the decision to make this move to change something about home life, because it might not be a move or a move in for all of you, but it does feel like there's some sort of shift, that it's a change based on something to do with the relationship, that it is the right decision. It is going to be more grounding, and it's a decision that you might feel you were unsure about, but I feel like there's confirmation coming through that it is a secure and grounded decision and will continue to make you feel secure and grounded. All right, Taurus, so I'm going to wrap that up here. I've rewritten a lot of the material on my website, so feel free to check that out. The link is below. It describes a lot about my approach and my services, and you can also book a reading using the link directly to my reading site below if you're interested. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. Take care.